Welcome to the GTP. My name is Scott, and my friends, get ready for another manga haul as I'm trying to get through my backlog. And because we moved, hence all the nice, new display, because of that, it's taking a while. So this is the manga haul for March, not currently. Sorry, I'm thinking is April. I haven't even touched yet, and then I'm starting to get stuff for May. And I'm like, whew. But this manga haul for March was a lot nicer to me, as we have 24 volumes we're going to be going through. I'm going to do my best I can just to give you a little bit of each one. I like to read everything that I get before the haul just to show you a little bit my thoughts on that. And the first one I'm a little kind of technically behind because I'm currently reading the middle of it, but after reading about halfway I thought we'll go ahead and we'll dive into what that is anyway. So with that said, I'd love to know always in the comments below, what did you either pick up or are you currently reading? It always helps in the community as other people are like, oh, I should check that out. And you guys have given me so many good little tidbits. I buy a lot of this stuff based off of your recommendation. So guys, thank you so much. We're going to start with ongoing or missing titles from Viz Media. First ongoing title I got was Colette Decides to Die. This is the 2-in-1. There's going to be 10 of these total for a total 20 volumes. And I got to say, Colette is a sweet. She's a Apocrypha, a healer, and then she ends up going to the underworld, and it has a lot of Greek mythology, and she's kind of taking care of Hades, and now we're on this new arc where she's at the celestial realm, and she just has so much charm, and that's what I really appreciate about this shoujo. It's a shoujo series, so geared towards girls. But man, I'm really enjoying it. I would say probably 12 and up at this point could probably be good, but really enjoying just how charming she is and just how caring she is for other people, and just that encouragement is to be able to be kind to others even if people aren't kind to you, and just so kind-hearted. And even though she's tired at times and just people over and over again, she just does not give up on being kind to others, and she's just so sweet. The skeletons in this for Hayes is absolutely hilarious here, his little skeleton mane. So there's a lot of charm and just laughter with Colette Decides to Die. Next up we have is Kabucha. I'm going to butcher this every time, volume 2. This is incredible. The second volume alone is, and now I've only read it physically. I know digitally people are fully caught up, and I probably should be. Well, this is a wild ride. At volume 2 alone, this already feels like peak, as you're following this main character on his revenge tale. At the very beginning of the first volume, his dad is killed, and these magical swords that his dad created are taken. Now, your main character has one of those magical swords, and he's now hunting down the people who killed his father, and the magical swords that they have, and there are sorcerers there, so different magics, but holy cow, the details just in the graphics alone with the artwork is incredible. The fighting sequences are amazing. I feel like I haven't felt this way at the beginning of a manga feeling peak since Hunter x Hunter with the first arc. Hunter x Hunter, the Hunter exam arc in the very beginning is just like, wow. And I haven't felt that way at the beginning of a manga since Hunter x Hunter when it comes to, phenomenal. Highly recommend checking this out if you haven't already. Next by Viz, we have the lovely Kaiju number 8. And this is number 12. This one thing about it is not as much dialogue now, and which I kind of like the dialogue, and it's just going super fast. So I'm actually on the verge. I don't know if I want to continue collecting this right now until I wait for a sale, just as there's so much manga coming out and it's expensive, the hobby. It did end on a good cliffhanger, so I do want to get at least the next volume to find out what's going to happen next. But this is one I'm kind of on the verge of just pausing. It's just battle after battle, and I'd like to get more of that heart. In the very beginning, it had a lot more of the humorous comedy, had more of that heart going in, and now it's just, there's some volumes, it's just nothing but one battle, well, several battles going on, and you're like, can it top that? Yes, it can. Oh, here's another one. So it just is starting to get a little samey for me, just Kaiju number 8. Next up we have is The Lucis Samurai, volume 14. Now this is white, where the other one started off as red because we're on this different arc. This one, I do appreciate a lot of historical fiction, especially in the second arc now. It's almost, there's a time gap, so it's further in the future now, where the main character, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it doesn't go quite as well as he thought after so long, and now he's going ahead and rising the ranks again. There's a lot of good, like, military, medieval military, find out the different tactics and how they move around. And I really appreciate at the end of each volume, there's a lot of historical facts to let you know where the source material just was inspired by and what was going on back then. So I'm enjoying the Elusive Samurai. It's not Kingdom, at least I haven't read Kingdom, but my guess does scratch that same itch. That's by the same author gave us Assassinated Classroom. It's good. It's not like the amazing, but I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 right now. We'll see how it continues to go. Fear and Beyond Journey's End, this is a 10 out of 10, one of my favorite mangas of all time, and out of all the manga I got for March, I wonder why I did not read this first. This is really gripping, and just, the anime did so well, but following the main character here, she goes in volume 12, I not want to spoil anything, but ends up having an opportunity to just reflect more on the past, and you get to already see some of the changes along the way of her maturity. Now she may be willing to forgive people where she didn't before, not as sarcastic, and just more of a gentle person. It's just interesting to see as we get older how people change, and hopefully we all want to change for the better. So a beautiful story. Fear and Beyond's Journey In is one of the best that we have going out, ongoing manga series right now. Followed by Mission Yakuza Family. This is volume 15. Now the whole series is finished. I think 29 volumes. I could be wrong. I think that's the whole thing. So it's going to be a while for the US because it originally came out digitally. But I'm really, when it focuses on the main arc, it's really good. When they do little side stuff with the family, I'm just like, let's just move on. But there's a lot of laughter. The action scenes are intense, and this is probably the best volume yet. This is one of the series that seems to get better and better as it builds on top of itself, and seeing the spies come together just to be able to go ahead and solve this mission. This huge over arc they have going on right now is very twisted in some dark, sinister ways, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Phenomenal series so far. Let's see what we got next from Viz. We have Akin-banashi, volume 10. I love this series as well. I would say a 9 out of 10. Man, this is one of the feelings that has made me cry a little bit about storytelling, a rakugo, which is this Japanese where one character sits on a pillow and they tell a story into an engaging audience. And following her where her father failed the academy and she wants to take her father's rakugo, her father's style, and she's making it her own, and she wants to prove to them that they were wrong on discounting her dad. So it's really cool seeing that heart and what she's trying to do, and something that we don't really have in other manga series right now for the most part. So, and I also appreciate just some of these old tales, these Japanese stories that just come to life in here, and just some of these folk tales are pretty interesting and entertaining. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it already, but I did like those ones where there's two different samurais are going to be fighting each other, then a monk is supposed to come save the day and try to calm them so they don't fight. And it was really entertaining, really good. Okay, next off from Viz is Dan to Dan volume 11. This is also peak for a lot of people. They say, do ghosts exist? Do aliens exist? Well, let's see if either person is wrong. In fact, we find out that they both exist. I know the season 1 did really well. The anime, I didn't have a chance to watch it, but I really do enjoy Dan to Dan for what it is. There's so much comedy and humor on it, but definitely not for kids, but very, very entertaining. This reminds me of some lines of like Chainsaw Man. You probably have up to there on that humor, and so not for kids whatsoever, but seeing the characters come together, and there's a little more heart going in than at first I appreciate, and now you're seeing, is there potential love interest as well as the action? It's so ridiculous. If you're looking for a ridiculous type of series, this is going to be for you. And man, I gotta say, the artwork, look at the back of that volume. This is absolutely incredible. Okay, what else do we have from Viz here? We have My Hero Academia volume 40. Fortunately, my copy has some pages that are falling apart, but I was asked Merry Manga, and they were very kind to say, oh, we'll go ahead and get you a new one. Don't worry about that. So if you have problems with Merry Manga, they're really good at getting back to you. But other than having a page fall out, this is the third to last volume. It ends with 42 volumes, so I'm caught up with it physically. I did not read it digitally, even though it's been done for a while. My Hero Academia was one of my favorite series and actually got me into collecting manga in the first place, because I love the anime so much. I wanted to find out what was going to happen next. So seeing these heroes come together where everyone has these special powers, what does it mean with these different powers, and really good villain. And so I appreciated volume 40 better than the last volume. I was a little irritated with just how some changes they made. I thought they did a better job redeeming themselves with this. It's just at the end right now, we're at the main, the last arc, so it's just non-stop action and battling and with a little bit of heart. There's probably no more twists in it per se, but I'm excited to find out its conclusion and finish My Hero. If you were on the fence, I'd probably wait till the box set, because they have a box set 1. I guarantee they'll make a box set 2 for it, and I'm sure it'll be announced for Viz Media this fall when they announce new releases, or My Hero. I'm sure we'll get a box set. Next is Yona of the Dawn Volume 43. I know it's on the final arc. Who knows how long that final arc is. My daughter absolutely loves Yona of the Dawn. It's one of her favorite shoujo series. Have I read it? No, I have not yet, but my daughter's 13. It's her one of her favorite ones, following this girl, and these her people are with her. Then we have World Trigger Volume 27. I heard it had the best battle arc of any Shonen Jump series, so that's why I started collecting it. But then I had several volumes that were missing. They were finally reprinted, but I just have not gone around to World Trigger. Shame on me. But the show goes on. Next is Twin Star Exorcist. I haven't started this either. This is volume 33. I decided, since the series is now over 35 volumes, and this is more of a deep cut. I don't know anyone else collecting this series or reading it. I'm sure there's a couple of you that are. Because it's finished, I wanted to collect the volumes before they're not available or extremely hard to find, because I don't see Viz Media actually reprinting this one too much. And the reason why I didn't, even though I got most of the volumes, I didn't read this a long time ago, is because there were a couple of the early volumes, I think it was volume 4, and then a couple others that I was waiting to get reprinted. Then they finally reprinted, but still out of luck with that. Next we have volume 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Shining D, Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak. I decided to wait till all 3 volumes here to make sure that I connect with before we start reading this, because it's only 3 volumes total. I figured, why wait? Why not wait? I mean, we have read JoJo's. We do like JoJo's. And then I have Hayate the Combat Butler, volume 45. Seems like we're only getting about 1 every 6 months of this. The series has been finished forever in Japan. This is from the same author that gave us Fly Me to the Moon. I think it ends with 52 volumes. Then we have here Chojin X. Man, this has turned out to be a really good series by the same author that gave us Tokyo Ghoul. I am really enjoying Chojin X. It's definitely not for kids. There's some extremes going on here, but following these people, almost like they have quirks where they can turn into these Chojin and have different powers, and you have people that turn into beasts, people who can move paper around or metal, so it just very, very interesting. It gets very, very dark. So if you're looking for something around that Tokyo Ghoul, it has that same vibe here. I mean, because it's the same author, but man, the artwork too, I'm just woo! I almost want to show you this, but I'm like, oh, this is dark. This is dark too. Oh, somebody dies. Oh, that looks extreme. Not for the faint of heart, but I am thoroughly enjoying the series. It's only gotten better. And then let's see, our last one that's from ongoing Mr. House from Viz Media is Hiyashumi Volume 4. I'm really enjoying the Slice of Life series, following the main character who ended up befriending an older lady, like a grandma, and then when the grandma passed away, she decided to give her home to the main character here. And this is his cousin that she's moved to the area because she's going to school, and you're just seeing their lives together and seeing her as she's working hard at just going to art school, and then seeing the main character, he just has a part-time job and just does his own thing. Lots of humor in this, very heartfelt. I'm really enjoying this. Is a very good series, absolutely. Okay, now we're gonna move on to ongoing missing titles from Kodansha, which you might be, whoa, Scott, what about Yen Press? Well, we did not get any Yen Press for March, but I do have a ton for April, so you'll see that for the April's haul. Actually, I did have a bunch from Yen Press, but we made a video for the 9 that I got from Yen Press that was sent to me, so I guess we have that. I just didn't count it for this, that's why the haul is lower. Then next we have Welcome to Aruma, Welcome to Demon School Volume 12. I'm absolutely loving this series. The only bummer is there's over 30 volumes in Japan, and my guess Kodansha will probably do what they've done with Fire Force, and then they did, gosh, these are Noragami, which I was irritated by. I already had almost the whole series, so I didn't do it. But my guess eventually, and then they also did this with that time got reincarnated as a slime, is they'll probably do 3-in-1s for this eventually. I would not be surprised. That's probably how I would collect it, and you'd probably have the bigger trim anyways. But really enjoying this. It is just very funny. The humor in this, I'm always laughing. You're following this main character who is a human, whose human sold their child to a demon, and then that demon actually always has wanted a grandson. So here it is, his room, and he's a human, and he's trying to pretend to be a demon. He has to go to school, and he's trying to survive, and there's just so much heart, so much humor. I'm loving this series. I've not gotten tired of it yet. Then next by Kodansha is probably one of my favorite series where, like, Scott, when you get like all your manga, what do you want to run and read right away first that you just almost can't put down? And that is the Fable, these 2-in-1s. Now, there's 22 total of the first one. I would be shocked if the sequel isn't printed as well, but man, I'm really enjoying the Fable. Definitely not for kids whatsoever. There's some trigger warnings in this, and I appreciate Kodansha does have a phone number you can contact for those trigger warnings, but the Fable is a really good series following this main character who's a hitman, and he needs to lay low for a year. So he's trying to live a mundane life, and you know, just things come up in his way, and he's just having to do his job again. Very, very funny. There is so much humor in the Fable as well, not just following these main characters around and just every day trying to live. There's no magic or anything, but I'm really enjoying the Fable. This is probably my favorite one to immediately grab right away. This will easily be in my top 30 of all time when we do a video for next year. Really enjoying the Fable. Next, let's see what else from Kodansha. We got one more title, and that is Grand Blue Dreaming Volume 21. This is a series that makes me laugh so hard and cringe just because of some of the heavy adult content is just not appropriate. And you know, it's interesting, Kodansha is giving us trigger warnings for Fable, but not trigger warnings for some of these things here. It's just a bit cringy where I could see people, unfortunately I've seen this before, where someone watches a movie or they see something in a book and they think it's okay to do that in real life, and it's not. And I know people who have been victims of harassment where the person on the other side thought they were just being funny and they thought it was okay, and it ended up ruining that other person where they ended up having to go to counseling. It really hurt them really in a rough way. So that's something I'm on the fence, which is hard for me with Grand Blue Dreaming. Is there's a lot of good humor, there's a lot of funny stuff that happens in this series, but at the same time I feel like sometimes it goes over that line on what's okay and what's not. And now if it's for the sense of just the story and there's a maturity enough of knowing that someone would never do that in real life, I understand that. But the problem is there are younger audiences that are reading this. If our frontal cortex, if it doesn't fully develop till 26, I would not want someone to read this and think that's okay. So that's my only warning with that. But it's supposed to be a diving manga, but it's not really a diving manga. It's just really comedy, college antics, and again, humor is hilarious. This is one of the few series that I'm like on my side is hurting how much I'm laughing. But and oh yeah, we're getting a second season of the anime. Who thought that was gonna happen? But Grand Blue Dreaming. Now let's go ahead and talk about smaller publishers, which is mostly 7Cs, and then one from Square Enix, and for ongoing or missing, and then we're all done. Hey, thank you for watching. First is Candy and Cigarettes Volume 11. This is now complete. This is an Assassin series. I was just waiting for the last volume. I already had most of the series, so I said let's just finish it. So that's complete, which is great because I'm trying to not buy new series right now, and we're trying to slow down collecting. And I noticed that so many things I'm collecting, we're getting close to the end. So that should hopefully help reduce costs, since you know the channel you're not really making money from the channel for this or that, but this is really a hobby and this is just really something of joy. But at the same time, you do start running out of room, and then you got to decide, do I keep collecting the way I am? Because eventually it seems like there's just no end in sight as we're getting new series after new series. But you're asking for manga haul, not me just rambling. Certain Scientific Railgun Volume 19. We get one of these a year. This is from the same umbrella as a certain magical index, and there's a certain scientific accelerator, and then there's an Astro Buddy. So just continuing to collect that series. I've been wanting to do a video of all of them combined, and just shame on me I have not gone to that. And then we got volume 2 of the 7th Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I just heard so many good things on this series, so I went ahead and I picked up the volumes during a really good sale during Christmas, and the second volume was just in between print, so I have that now, so I can go ahead and read that series. I didn't want to read volume 1 and just have to wait for a while. I'd rather just read them all in one sitting. I think there's 7 volumes out now, and we're now fully ahead. Next is Tokyo Revengers. This is number 3, A Letter from Kishibachi. There is only, I think, 5 or 6 volumes total of this. I really enjoyed Tokyo Revengers, and I'm enjoying this side story. It's happening in what's going on in the past before the main character gets there and starts changing things. So if you like Tokyo Revengers, I think you're going to go ahead and you're going to love this letter. Very, very good. I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and it's not that hard, not that much. And another series that is now complete, which is great because you won't see this in the haul anymore. And this is from Square Enix, is Soul Eater Perfect Edition Volume 17. This kept getting delayed and delayed. I think originally it was supposed to come out last year in December, but is now complete, and we have lovely Soul Eater. So with this, I now can go ahead, and I've been wanting to read series from the same author that gave us Fire Force. This is one of those ones where back in the day I ordered a bunch of them and I just haven't gotten to it. But Soul Eater is now complete. There is, Yen Press has a paper edition of it, but man, it looks so nice, a hardcover, and I realize there's a scratch in this, which makes me sad, but oh well. So last volume is Soul Eater. Whew, okay, that's all I picked up. There are 24 tiles. Hopefully this video is a lot faster than the last one I have. I do apologize. I'm going to try to get a little faster at this. I miss you guys. I'm sorry about the rambling, but I'm so grateful for you, so grateful for this community. It is because of viewers like you, thinking of PBS, little rainbow, or sorry, that's the more you know. This is why we do it. But hey, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'd love to know in the comments below, what are you currently reading? Give suggestions to those in the community, because we do read your suggestions, and I guarantee there are people that have picked up or started a series based off of your comments, whether they say it in the comments below or not. You make such more of an impact than you'll ever realize in your life for others. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.